happening, Fable Squad? Right, man, I'm back at you with Factor 50 Retrospect. As I told you, we support young talent on this channel, and we have done a reaction to Factor 50 before. It's called Terminator. You can go and take a look at it in my young talent folder. Factor 50 Retrospect, man, let's not waste any more time. It's from the UK, and the UK guys don't disappoint ever. So let's rock and roll.
So this is it, if this is as good as it's gonna get. If you could travel back into retrospect, would you have took more and given less? Would you still play your thoughts? Would you second guess? Would you still play the...
I like it. If you travel back into retrospect, if you go back into the past, right? Would you take more or would you give? Would you actually do things differently, or would you go out? Would you go back there and try and see how much more of an advantage you can take of people? Okay, let's go.
fool just to get respect? Would you doubt your own dreams and your intellect? Or would you focus more on you and forget the rest? I've never been the guy that wants to swallow his pride, but every now and then I try and toss it aside. There has to be a point where you step back and reflect and learn.
There's nothing wrong with tossing your pride aside. There's literally absolutely nothing wrong. I've had to do that multiple times. You know what the problem is? You know when people don't succeed in life is when they stick to their rightness. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to put your pride aside when something happens in your life. You know what I mean? It makes it, that's what actually makes people real. Real people are able to step back and say, you know what? I'll put my pride in my pocket because I fucked up, right? And I'll admit it. You know what I mean? That's what makes you a vulnerable, powerful person, right? The thuggery and the bullshit of trying to act tough and that kind of vibe when you were dead in the wrong, right? You're not powerful in that instant, right? You don't connect with anybody in that instant. Let's go, man.
Learn a lesson or two when you look into retrospect. Accept it and learn a lesson from retrospect.
That vocal on that beat is sick.
How do you act when a friend makes a switch to an enemy? Especially the ones you once considered to remedy you in a dodgy...
Do you know how I act when a friend makes a switch into an enemy? I cut away from it. You know why? Because it's not worth the bad energy. It's not worth it. It's not... Why? You know what? I've always said this before. Don't allow people to... Don't be ineffective people. It's almost like driving a car, right? So you're driving behind somebody and that person in front of you keeps braking and braking and braking. What's it going to take for you to just overtake him and be done with him? Like just overtake him and put him in the past. Like that's what people don't realize is that people sometimes, they will sit there and they'll get so cut up by the situation saying, not everybody is for everybody at every time. I've lost plenty friends, right? And I just don't let things like that being affected me. I used to be very like, oh, what does he think of me? This and this and that. As I grew older, I just started realizing, you know what? Hey, if you add no value to my life, I don't want you in my lane. I'm gonna overtake you and leave you behind. I don't want you in my lane. Come on, man.
Position their family like you and everything, but they don't want to know, so it fucks with you mentally. Do you run the course over something or jog up their memory, or do you add a little spy and try and tear up their legacy? An imbalanced brain chemically ain't gonna show you no empathy, especially when they're convinced you're the problem. Bad energy, a bad investment, acting like you stolen cash, molested. No friend requested, block delete, numbers not connected. It's got pathetic when it's not the thing that you expected. You showed support when nobody else was even interested. I guess it's always been shit as your thanks. They pick it up, then they mush that freaking shit in your face, laughing their ass off as they're quickly scooting away. Fuck them off, I promise you won't let it.
You've got that. You got those people, man. You got those people who will criticize you, and you'll be and you start having a lot more friends. You know, when things start happening in your life. You know what I mean? People were laughing at me when I first started my reaction channel. I started my reaction channel purely for the love of music. For some odd reason, some people thought that was funny, right? And now those same people who are laughing at me, right, and telling me that there's so many other reaction channels out there, and laughing at the fact that I do this, are now coming to me and say, oh, you know what, we need to do stuff together, we need to do that. Hey, you're gonna get that in all walks of life, man. It's funny though. It's funny though. It's nice to see. But yeah, I don't fall for that shit.
In the game, forget 'em. So this is it. If this is as good as it's gonna get. If you could travel back into retrospect, would you have took more and given less? Would you still play your fool, or would you second guess? Would you still play the fool just to get respect? Would you doubt your own dreams and your intellect? Or would you focus more on you and forget the rest? I've never been the guy.
I like this, man. Factor 50 is fucking amazing, man. Would he focus more on you, right? Or would you still act the fool just to get respect? I promise you, some people are distorted in the way they perceive respect. You know what I mean? Respect is just, I treat you decently, I treat you with respect, you give me respect. I'm not going to ask kiss and ask lick because people have 20 million subscribers or people have more to offer. I am who I am at the end of the day. And if you don't like it, that's cool with me, man. But that's something that you learn over time. It's not the belief I had when I was younger. I used to do exactly what you're saying here. But as you grow up, you get wiser and wiser. And you realize that you're actually left with very, very few people that are truly in your corner. But those are real. And that's all you need.
That wants to swallow his pride, but every now and then I try and toss it aside. There has to be a point when you step back and reflect and learn a lesson or two when you look into retrospect. See, over the years you learn some valuable lessons, some disguised as a curse.
I just said that. I just said that. Oh my God, you're reading my mind. I just said that over the years, I didn't say over the years, but I said that over time, you know, as time passes, you get wiser.
Self-stress is a blessing, the ones that define who you are are the ones you're suppressing. Beneath the surface, they arise in your own therapy session. You can air them to the world or leave them burning in the basement, but in the end, it only puts a strain on limitations. The things you can achieve when you push your imagination is amazing. You'll outdo all their expectations.
The things you can achieve when you push your imagination. Come on, man.
Or even act like I'm some sort of mystic. I just like to teach experiences to keep you optimistic. But there's a characteristic missing when you peer from a distance. You take your facts you live in and compare them to the fiction. You find yourself wishing on the things you think you're missing. Friends become enemies, and it become the
you find yourself wishing on the things you think you're missing. Not the actual things you're missing. The things you think you're missing are the things that you find yourself wishing. I wish I had a better car. I wish I had a better house. I wish I had a better computer. I wish I had a this, that. Right? And then you tend to realize that those fucking things mean fuck all. You should be wishing for a better health. You should be wishing for a healthy family. You should be wishing to just have decent company. But our views have been distorted somewhat. You know what I mean?
Competition, so add them to your list to make it part of your mission to prove them wrong. If you got a list of foes, keep stacking them up. Using that as motivation when you're trapped in the mud. If they got a can of worms, let them open it up. Put some salt in their wounds and fucking sew it back shut. One thing that they hate is seeing you do something you love. Always do yourself, let them keep on holding that grudge. Never feed the man that swipes from your fucking packed lunch. Cause even with clean hands, they still mash up your grub. The truth is that
holding a grudge will only kill you. Holding a grudge will only kill you. Because it doesn't affect anybody else. If you have a grudge or if you hate somebody, it affects nobody but you. You're the only person that needs to live with that. Like, nobody cares if I'm going to sit there and I dislike somebody to such an extent where I just can't stand that person. That energy is all on me, man, because I sit there stewing in the fact that I can't stand somebody. And that person doesn't even know or care. Why would I put myself through that sort of negativity? Let's go, man.
it's never totally far from the facts. My experience of the past, like they'll always come back. Like, goddamn, man, that time, you remember that? So this is it. If this is as good as it's gonna get. If you could travel back into retrospect, would you have took more and given less? Would you play your first thoughts or would you second guess? Would you still play the fool just to get respect? Would you doubt your own dreams and your intellect? Or would you focus more on you and forget the rest? I've never been the guy that wants to swallow his pride, but every now and then I try and toss it aside. There has to be a point where you step back and reflect and learn a lesson or two when you're looking into retrospect. Accept it and learn a lesson from retrospect. Retrospect.
I love that vocal. I love that female vocal on this beat, man. Okay, that's just more beat. Right, man, that was flipping amazing. But I'm not surprised. I told you already, man, the UK guys they don't disappoint, man. They don't disappoint. You know why? Because they're real. They actually make quality music, and it's so simple. They literally just they're putting words on a beat that means something to them and means something to their life. They're just thinking. They're just using their grey matter, thinking and putting their thoughts, and they're putting their pain, and they're putting their life on paper, and then translating that on a beat. Simple. Good track made. Done. Anyway, this was absolutely awesome. I'm dropping the link down below, man. Please go show Factor 50 some love and support, man. These guys are really, really, really epic. And I really would appreciate if you just show him some support. Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Link down below. Peace.